Mike Day is a former United States Navy SEAL who has gained global recognition for his heroic acts in the line of duty. He is one of the most decorated and respected veterans in the country, having served his country with distinction for over 20 years. On April 6, 2007, Day and his team were involved in one of the most intense gunfights in the history of the Navy SEALs. In this video, we will take a more detailed look at the incredible events of that day and how Day survived after being shot 27 times. In 2007, Iraq was in the midst of a violent insurgency, with various factions fighting for control of the country. The U.S. military had a large presence in Iraq, and the Navy SEALs were one of the most elite units tasked with carrying out high-risk missions to disrupt the insurgency. The building where the April 6, 2007 operation took place was likely a safe house or a hideout used by the insurgents. These types of buildings were often heavily fortified, with booby traps and other defenses designed to repel attackers. The mission was to capture a high-value target in a small village in Iraq. Mike and his team had been preparing for this mission for weeks, going over the intel reports and training for every possible scenario. They knew it was going to be a difficult mission, but they were ready for the challenge. As they approached the target location, they were spotted by the enemy, who opened fire with heavy machine guns and rocket-propelled grenades. Mike and his team quickly took cover and returned fire, but they were outnumbered and outgunned. The gunfight lasted for over an hour, with Mike and his team facing overwhelming enemy fire. They were pinned down behind a wall, with bullets ricocheting off the concrete and shrapnel flying everywhere. During the battle, Mike's weapon jammed, leaving him without a gun. He quickly picked up a fallen teammate's weapon and continued to fight. At one point, he charged forward into the line of fire to rescue a wounded teammate, dragging him to safety behind the wall. Despite taking multiple gunshot wounds, Mike refused to give up. He continued to fight and worked to evacuate his wounded teammates to safety. He was shot multiple times while doing so, but he refused to let his injury slow him down. Mike's team had successfully captured the high-value target, but it wasn't the end until Mike realized the extent of his injuries. He had taken a total of 27 gunshot wounds, including shots to his abdomen, both legs, both arms, and his left thumb. His ribs were also fractured from the impact of the bullets. Despite the severity of his injuries, Mike remained conscious and alert. After the gunfight, Mike and his team walked to the med-evac helicopter. Mike knew that he needed medical attention, but he was determined to make it to the helicopter under his own power. Once aboard the helicopter, the medical team immediately began working to stabilize Mike. The team took him to Baghdad, where he was stabilized by the medical teams. The next morning, Mike was flown to Germany for further medical treatment. During the flight, he had 3 cardiac arrests, but the medical team was able to revive him each time. Despite the odds, Mike survived the flight and arrived in Germany, where he received top-notch medical care. During the operation, his body armor was hit by multiple rounds, but it held up remarkably well. In fact, it stopped 11 of the 27 bullets that hit him. This was far beyond the intended design of the vest, which was meant to stop only 1 or 2 rounds. Mike Day's survival is a true testament to the bravery and dedication of the Navy SEALs. He showed remarkable courage and strength in the face of extreme danger, and his story continues to inspire people all over the world. In a recent interview, Mike said that his motivation to stay alive during the gunfight was his children. He wanted to see them grow up and be there for them every step of the way. Today, Mike is retired from the Navy SEALs, but he continues to inspire people with his story of survival and bravery. His legacy will live on for years to come, and his story will always be an inspiration to those who strive for greatness. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more awesome videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.